got a quick little video for you guys today. You know, here on this channel, we like to cover all the biggest stories, and we like to cover them from all angles. And anytime that honest journalism is under attack, I do feel like that's kind of my time to shine, and that's when it's time for me to unsheath my sword. I'm not going to bury the lead here, and at the risk of getting demonetized because I'm about to say fuck in the first 60 seconds of a video, I got to tell you, Brian Windhorst is a fucking liar. Brian Windhorst
is fucking lying.
I don't know if you've seen this, and I don't know if you've heard about this. This comes directly from his podcast. This is the quote. Jalen Brunson doesn't have the reputation of James Harden or Trae Young, but he's a foul hunter. He uses the dark arts. This is what the referees are cracking down on. The fouls that he gets are sometimes not what they're going to continue to give him. Like, you want to pick a fight with foul merchants in the NBA? This guy doesn't even come close. Like, he's not even close. When you talk about all of the players in the NBA who are averaging at least 25 a game, and then you factor in the percentage of their points that come from the line, Jalen Brunson, less than 20% of his points come from the line. And if you want to talk about like all the times this season that he's gone to the line at least 10 times in a single game, dog, it's against like some of the worst defenses in the NBA. Like, we're talking about the Spurs, we're talking about Detroit, we're talking about the Wizards, we're talking about the Pacers. And I don't watch the Knicks in every single game, and I don't care about the Knicks that much, but I care about Jalen Brunson. But you want to try to manufacture this horseshit argument about Jalen Brunson being a foul merchant, and then you want to... He's not quite on the same level as James Harden, but you're still putting them in the same sentence. At the peak of his powers and the horseshittery that James Harden would get away with, he was averaging like double the amount of free throws that Jalen Brunson would do. The guy puts the ball on the floor and drives through the hole a lot. He played 43 minutes against the Spurs the other day, had 61. You want to know how many free throws he shot? Motherfucking 6. I think the most that he shot this year is 17, and it was a game that he had 45. It's not that crazy. Like, if I really wanted to, I could go after Embiid about this. I could go after Shea about this, with all due respect to him, a guy that a lot of people think could win the MVP this year. You know, you could go after Trae. He mentioned him. If you really wanted to, you could go after Giannis. You could go after Devin Booker. There are like 10 dudes that you could go after before you go after Jalen Brunson. And before anybody tries to tell me like, oh, well, you took this quote out of context, it's Brian Windhorst. It's Brian Windhorst. He's a fucking liar. As of this recording, he's 14th in the NBA in free throws attempted per game. And when you watch him drive to the hole, like, he doesn't do that bullshit where he like snaps his head back. He's not like hooking anybody's arms. Like, this isn't what he does. Jalen Brunson, if anything, is kind of this perfect blend between like an ethical hooper and a dude who just kind of goes out there and like doesn't bullshit the game. Every player is guilty of foul baiting. I'm not going to say that they don't, and I'm sure that somebody could throw together like a 7.5 minute compilation of him doing it this year. But guess what? Such is life when you're the team's #1 option. And also, hasn't there been like 3 instances of him since he got to the Knicks with like a black eye following the game from the night before? Because, dog, he gets hammered. He gets absolutely hammered in the paint. And even then, like, anytime, again, because he's not impervious to foul baiting, I'm not saying he doesn't do it at all, but first of all, when you're the size that he is, it's just kind of like, yeah, you got to use that to your advantage in some way, and sometimes you kind of have to, I don't know, whatever. But he also possesses incredible body control. So Brian Windhorst, I'm not too sure why today you decided to wake up and fucking lie about a really mundane thing and say that Jalen Brunson hunts fouls, but I just wanted to launch a quick investigation into this and make sure that this was complete nonsense, which it in fact is. I did the homework for you guys, so you can go on with the rest of your day. Jalen Brunson confirmed not a foul merchant. He is that bitch. And that's it.